So sometimes we get called to properties after a homeowner suspects there's a problem on the heating system, for example. Maybe it's down to the fact that the radiators aren't heating, they are not being able to spend as long in the shower with hot water, it's constantly running out quick. But at that stage, there's absolutely no indication of any problem whatsoever. In some cases, there is actually no damage manifesting anywhere at all. So that's where our skills in leak finding actually come to the fore. One of the major issues with, even if there is manifestation of damage, be it on the walls or floors, sometimes the actual process of finding the leak can cause more damage than the leak is actually causing itself at that particular moment. So you want a situation where a resolution can be found without digging up half the property in the hope that you'll uncover a tiny pinhole. It really is the proverbial looking for a needle in a haystack, but we have the answer, and I've got a case study. What we have here is a lady who reported her heating not working properly. Despite the heating been on for long periods, the property never seemed to warm up. We were called out and completed a survey and moved a lot of furniture about and sorted and found this issue here. Now, I know you can't see it very well there, but if we move over to this, you'll see what's called a tide mark on the wall. If you just look there. Now, what's actually happening there is water is in the floor and it is trying to get up at this point here through the wooden floor, but due to waterproofing, underlay, etc., it can't go anywhere, so it's actually started wicking up the wall. So that's where we get this little tide mark here. And that is a really good indication of a potential problem. Now, after having a survey throughout the rest of the property to see if we could find any more damage, we on the other side of the wall we actually found this little beauty here. Now, I know it's not a brilliant photograph. It has been taken from a thermal imaging camera, so the pixels aren't brilliant, but there is, if you just look there, there's a little bit of flaking plaster. Now, that is the second clue, and it actually gave us a very good point to start our survey on. These ceramic floor tiles actually magnify heat and sound brilliantly from underneath the floor. So we were able to use some of our equipment and begin the process of elimination. So you have this little damage here, and to put it in context, just going to move this wall here is the other side of this wall. What we were able to do first and foremost is try and narrow the area down even further by using thermal imagery, and this is what we saw. So you can see there's a pretty big plume of hot water. Purple is cold, and this red stuff here is heat escaping. This is the temperature, etc. Okay, so you have pipes running through your floor carrying hot water to your radiators, to your taps, etc. So where we should be able to see a line, this really was a wee bit suspicious. Now, I'm not saying just because we've seen that we should start digging there straight away, but it was a starting point. The next thing we did, and I'll just show you another photograph here, is this is the spot. You can see the damage here on the wall. What this is actually an acoustic microphone, which I'll show you in a bit as what that does. But this damage here, and if we go back here, is the same spot. Now you see that loads of hot there. Up closer, that's quite a good image. Okay, so we have a radiator just sitting up here a little bit. This is actually a heating pipe running towards the the radiator, but this spot here just wasn't uniform. It wasn't nice and crisp. Okay, so that was a point, another piece in the jigsaw. So we were able to put this bad boy, which is an acoustic mic, on the floor and see if we could hear anything. So here we are in the room where the damage, this is the actual kitchen, and as you can see, this is the microphone and the ground and the little buttons there, and there's the damage, as you can see up close, that we've seen in the previous photographs. You'll see those LED lights flicker backwards and forwards. That's actually water moving through the heating pipes underneath. So now we are sitting directly over the top of that big red spot that you've seen previously in a photograph. And just watch as the sound gets louder. So as that sound is going up and down, that's us actually listening in to water escaping out and vibrating off the earth surrounding it. As we get closer to the leak, the sound gets louder. So at this point, we know the leak is directly under this point here. So this is the ground opened up. The tiles are all removed. We've only removed 2 tiles there. The guys are just videoing around it. Now what you're seeing there is the heating pipes and a lot of lagging in and around the heating pipes. That just keeps your water warmer for longer, but it can also trap water in between it if there is a leak. So what we're doing here now is we're cutting the pipe, cutting the lagging. That's just foam, so a Stanley knife won't touch it or won't damage it at all. And there's the trade, and there we are, leak found right directly under where we said it was. So that's a result, very little damage done.